Well, it's that time again. Another year has passed us by, and with it has gone another year of anime. We got good shows, we got bad shows, but the real question is, what are the moments that are going to be remembered?
Apparently last year was really good.
2023 was a year dominated by absolute heavyweight shows just completely taking over. Anime seemed inescapable whether you were a fan or not. Successful live-action adaptations, legendary series coming to an end, memes, so many memes. It feels like the influence
I
of a handful of
forgot
shows
about the meme, man. I forgot
coming to an
about
end.
the
Memes.
shit. I forgot about this guy. I remember when he showed up and everyone, this is the best fucking thing ever. Oh my god. I never understood it. It was just like a shit show. Everybody was talking about this guy.
So many memes. It feels like the influence of a handful of shows have truly seeped into mainstream pop culture and only continues to grow from there. But there were still some other things.
It was a
happening
great
around our
week.
little sphere.
Didn't it
Anime
last
fans
longer than a
continue to
week?
find
It was
any
so long.
opportunity to complain about CG. This time, even Demon Slayer was catching strays, with viewers complaining about how these fishes look like an absolute joke. How dare any
I
animation
thought the fishes looked kind of like unsettling. And that was the point of it.
studio consider this acceptable quality, they cried. Meanwhile, in Isekai land,
あれは怪獣だ。怪獣？
What is that?
this is what peak CGI looks
Jesus,
like. Takashi drew
from
2
the
lines and got
1990s.
44 million views, 400k likes, and 100,000 retweets. Meanwhile, I'm out here drawing at least 8 lines, and I'm still waiting
Malaysian
for Shonen Jump to hit me up with that
CGI.
manga deal. One Piece defied all odds by giving us a live-action adaptation that didn't suck, while the Jujutsu
I didn't
Kaisen
watch
fan
it.
base came together to collectively say, nah, I'd win. Which is
I'd win, man. This meme doesn't stop. I love it. Nah, I'd
what I
win.
think they say when they enter a contest.
I love Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, but I hated the ending. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the ending on that. I didn't like it at all.
Of who can more effectively spoil their fucking series. But they would probably
I'd
win against this
win.
random dude from Mashal.
I didn't make my own
Look at
version
him.
of
He
that.
lost like 2 seconds. Who the hell would play a character like that? Probably some dumbass hack. For real though, it's been 10 years now since I've been doing these yearly anime recaps. I have gone through a bloody decade of anime, and a lot has changed during that time. I can only imagine the wild things that were happening in 2013 back then. Hayao Miyazaki finishes his latest feature film, The Wind Rises, just before announcing his retirement from filmmaking at the ripe young age of about 197 years old. So that was a fucking lie. There are a lot of shows that
Lying
didn't make my list
Andy.
this year. Not because they weren't good, but because I didn't have much to say about them other than it was good. Hell's Paradise was fun. So was Mashal.
I
so was
loved Hell's
Undead
Paradise.
Unlock. One day, I'm sure the West will appreciate Uma Musume as much as Asia does.
What is
Today
this?
is not that day. Mushoku Tensei continued my favorite isekai story of all time by having its main character go,
I cannot get it up.
people have been trashing Rudy left, right, and center, but I think he's proved he's a real gentleman by showing that he
The
never,
adventure of
ever
getting it
raises a
up.
sword at a girl. All right, let's get to my favorite shows of the year.
Horse
But before
Girl
we do,
Gacha
a quick
anime?
word from
Oh my
sponsor,
lord.
Bespoke Post. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering a box of awesome top shelf good from under the radar brands. Every month they introduce their members to cool new products based on a preference quiz they fill
Nice,
out.
so
They've got
nice.
awesome clothes, cool stuff for your house, camping,
Anime
and
fans,
cooking
do you
gear.
wanna
Basically
axe?
just high quality stuff in every category. 90% of their products come from small brands based right in the US. They now offer a new membership program where you can get really great deals all year round. I'm talking 30% off or more sometimes, and it's totally free to join. You can also preview your membership right before it's sent. You can decide
It's
if you want to keep
free?
it, swap it out for other products, or skip this month entirely for no charge. You only pay what you want. This month Bespoke sent me their headshot box, and they must have been listening, because not only do I have everything here to make a legitimate taco, I also have a make my own hot sauce kit, and I have been missing spicy food in Japan for so much. It's so hard to find good spicy food here. So you know what? I'll just make it myself. They also sent me their checkmate box with this really cool chess set and scorecards. Exactly what I need to remind myself of my chess victory over Connor. To get a free mystery gift with your first membership purchase, just click that link in the description and enter Gigguk Gift at the checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/GiggukGift. Thanks to Bespoke Post for the sponsor. And now, back to the video. The zombie genre is probably one of the most saturated and overdone genres you can find
Yup.
in any entertainment
So
medium.
much shit.
About 10 years ago. Yet somehow in 2023, we still got an entirely fresh and original take on it in Zom 100. Zom
Oh, really?
100 tells the sad story of Mappa employees. Overworked and undervalued by the company overlords that run their lives, it takes an entire zombie apocalypse for Akira Tender to start living the life he should have. This show felt like a personal call-out for anyone who's ever worked a dead-end job in their lives and has daydreamed of something, anything happening to take away their responsibility out of their hands, even if that thing is the end of the world. Akira personifies that feeling of pure freedom we all secretly wish we had. That feeling that breaks the shackle of responsibility of having to go to work, of having to wake up for school the next day. Eren Yeager looks at him and goes, "Fuck that guy," which is embodied in one of the most impressive opening episodes all year, where you could feel that every single person working on it channeled their passionate hatred of all the previous employers that had ever wronged them. Unfortunately, it felt like a lot of the hype
Is
got
he
taken away,
wrestling
largely
fat
due to episode
zombies?
releases being plagued with
Holy.
constant delays because of time slots and supposed production issues. Oh hey, would you look at that? Even though the show lost some steam as it went on and was tonally a bit all over the place at times, it was still a fun little show I think anyone could enjoy, because in this day and age where it feels like people are fighting tooth and nail just to survive, I think a lot of us could use a story about one man reminding us all how to live.
Huge.
Harem was never exactly the most respected genre in anime, but this year we saw the 100 Girlfriends Who
Oh, this one.
Love You
I
come
still
along
need
and
to watch
personally
this
made
shit.
sure that it never will be.
I
This is
need
the
to
story of
watch the degeneracy they have made now, because I haven't really watched an anime in a long time that is absolute degenerate. So I need to understand what kind of peak level Japan has hit now, because they've had enough years of development now that they must have hit some kind of peak button.
a man who got rejected so
You
many
remember reacting to that one? Yeah, I did, and I got a lot of comments of people telling me about it. It was good, and I should watch it. So I might actually watch it just to see how it is, because this is season 2 or something. I don't know, but yeah.
times who had such negative riz. God took pity and gave him 100 different girls he had to date or they
Yeah.
all died.
100
This is like
women.
watching someone dying of thirst in the desert, and then God goes, "All right, I've got a solution. I'm listening.
Here's the
Just
ocean."
fucking drown him." But what God didn't plan for is that he chose someone who could chug the ocean dry and still have room for more. 100 Girlfriends has a concept so dumb, it will need to be as batshit crazy as its own premise to even have a chance at making it work.
God
and that's
damn.
exactly why it does. It's stupid, it's unhinged, it knows exactly how insane it is, and then runs with it 10 kilometers past where it needed to go. By all means, this show shouldn't have worked if we didn't have the greatest harem protagonist to bring it all together. Yes, we were Grace with the apex of boyfriends, the partner she tells you not to worry about. He may look like the most unthreatening guy possible, but watch him be like, "Don't worry, I come in peace. Hi, what's your name?"
Peace.
It's rare for me to laugh at a comedy anime, and even rarer when it comes to lowbrow harem rom-coms, but 100 Girlfriends was a showcase of how to do a parody correctly, reinforced by Bibri Animation Studio doing a bang-up job selling all of these jokes in the anime adaptation. They went above and beyond, and I can't wait to see how they adapt the manga beyond the whoa, wait, what, why are you all running away?
Oh my god. S.A. Andy. Oh, this is the one with the 3D
In the minds
animation,
of
right?
anime fans, 3D animation comes in 2 tiers. There's the Berserk 2016 tier, a show so disastrous it has scarred the anime community from 3D anime to this day.
Wow.
And then there's this, the aesthetic that looks like one of those games I apparently won't last 5 seconds playing. The real ones know though that Studio Orange has been out here creating their own tier. Every project they seem to continually push themselves, one-up themselves, and Trion Stampede is their best looking show yet. Not just with some of the jaw-dropping action sequences and camera work, but small micro expressions and camera animation that give their work just a bit more life.
They should remake all the shitty 3D animated one, like the Berserk one, and see it so people can see the difference of their quality compared to the original one.
Still continuing to push the boundary of what is possible in a 3D anime in every way possible. When I got the lucky opportunity to talk to a producer at Studio Orange, he called themselves the hentai of the anime industry.
Ooh.
And, well, that's pretty
That's a
accurate
big
because
one.
What they've done with Trigon Stampede has got me bricked up. Alright, but how's the show? Trigon is one of the most beloved anime from the old school Adult Swim era, and when you take on the mantle of rebooting a franchise like this, you always have to contend with picky fans comparing each and every little change in detail. Vash's bounty is way smaller, he has a different haircut, different gun, character designs that looks like this, now look like this. Huh, now where have I seen this aesthetic before? Oh. The spaghetti western feel takes a backseat to fully flesh out a hard sci-fi story. It's more dark, more gritty. One of my favorite things from the original being Vash and Wolfwood's epic buddy cop dynamic feels a tad more intense.
I'll skin you alive and play with your bones until you're begging to die. You got that straight?
Kind of kinky.
Make no mistake, this is an entirely new Trigun, but one thing I can always respect is when a reboot tries to do something different that the original didn't already do, and by the end of the season, it becomes abundantly clear what all these changes were leading up to, and goddamn did it leave me wanting more. In a time where I feel like we're getting starved of good, hard science fiction anime, this has to be one of the most unique and interesting sci-fi worlds we've seen in years, and I honestly think the way things are set up, it has the chance to do even more than the original did if it gets future seasons. When people remember Trigun, they say, oh yeah, Trigun. I freaking loved Trigun. But if you ask them before that what they recommended we go back and watch, Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, Trigun has always been on that second or third echelon of recommendations behind the classics. And I fully believe that with what Studio Orange have set up with this season, it has the potential to go up to this tier.
That's big. I've never heard about Trigon before the 3D animation one. I watched this. I liked that. I felt like I watched this anime. I watched like 3 episodes or something. I felt like the first episode was amazing. Like probably one of the best starters of any season. Like it's not the best, but it's like one of the best. It was really well made, the first episodes. But after the first episode, I kind of didn't feel it anymore. I didn't go back to the anime at all. I couldn't really, there was no really particular reason, but it kind of lost its charm for me after like the first episode, and the second and third, it just didn't feel the same. I don't know. Maybe I'll need to go back to it. Maybe it becomes better, but I don't know. It didn't really suck or anything. It wasn't really anything wrong, but it lost its impact after the first. It was just really, really good.
It exploded onto the scene as fast.
Something happens, and then I just lost interest, I guess. If you watch this, you know exactly what happens.
As Oshinoko did. Our hearts were torn to shred in a tragic 90-minute opening episode. A new meta was formed as anime companies saw the feature-length opening premiere and said, wait, you can do that?
It's free real estate.
The opening song became the very first Japanese song to top the global Billboard 100 charts. The people of my anime list came together and went, fuck you, Full Metal Alchemist. This is the greatest anime ever made. Then everyone remembered there was an entire rest of the show.
Dead Man Wonderland?
Describing the plot of Oshinoko is like, alright, so there's a doctor who's a huge fan of this one idol, then it turns out that idol he likes shows up at the hospital, but
a lot of things happen.
He gets reborn as that person, this crazy fan comes back and murders their mom as well, and it's maybe the same person, maybe not, but then because he's really traumatic.
Dude, I have not watched Dead Man Wonderland in so long. I don't remember anything about that. How long ago was this? Oh my god.
It's an idol anime? No. Sometimes Oshinoko is a victim of its own insane premise. Like, I don't even know if I fully understand this main character. A grown-ass, idol-obsessed man who gets reincarnated as the son of the girl he idolized and grows up being obsessed with his now mum and any other girl who even remotely reminds him of her. Like, if I call him a motherfucker, is he more likely to say fuck you or yes please? Here's a feed of Sigmund Freud's grave right now. But behind all that, the show shines as this interesting, no bullshit, Instagram filters off look at the Japanese entertainment industry, showing you what really happens behind those closed doors when the cameras are turned off.
I hate the media!
This was the show that tricked everyone into thinking they were watching another idol anime when
I have so many things to watch of anime. My list is massive. I don't have things. I really want to rewatch like a couple things from Bleach and some other animes. I want to rewatch Konosuba as well for the funny of it and some other things, but my list is so massive and they keep on piling up. I don't have time to rewatch it.
Opposite. And the real ones know the true thing single-handedly elevating the reputation of idol fans in 2023 is the sheer existence of Aoi Todo. With how popular this got, I find it interesting how much I heard this title being thrown around last year when most people saying it probably didn't even know what an Oshinoko is. See, in Japanese, Oshi means a person who I support, and in idol culture is normally used to refer to someone's favorite idol. So the term Oshinoko has a clever double meaning that could be my favorite idol or my idol's children, which both perfectly describe the show. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Oshis are worshipped in idol fandom in the same way that Taylor Swift has become the Jesus for white women.
Oh god. My favorite. This is my favorite anime of the entire last year. I'm gonna be honest. This is it's Shadow Garden. I just love all of it. It's just so good. It's just so entertaining. I love how far they stretch things. And just how entertaining the story is. All of the designs and the fights are ridiculous. I love this.
saying you're a fan of isekai feels a bit like saying you're a fan of British food. People think you're consuming the most bland, tasteless piece of garbage the world has ever seen. But sometimes I have a friend come visit and they have a taste of a proper full English breakfast, a perfectly cooked Sunday roast. They try some of our Cornish pasties, our crisps, and it's like, damn, this is pretty good actually. That is my Eminence in Shadow. This takes every single trashy cliche tropes you scoff at in isekai and wears it
probably the best isekai I've seen in a long time. I haven't watched a lot of isekais like before Shadow Garden. I didn't really watch isekais for many years because they all sucked. But then I watched this and I started watching more isekais and everything else sucked. This is the only good isekai I watched. Now I know Frieren is out, but I have not watched it yet I'm not watching it until it's done.
a badge of honor. Edgy main character, an army of girls in his harem, blatant power fantasy, nonsensical plot lines, cheesy dialogue, boobs. You know it shouldn't work, but
It's
it wears it all so
perfect.
proudly you start getting convinced that it's actually cool. It's not that it isn't stupid. It is stupid.
It
but
is
it doesn't give a
stupid.
fuck if you care or not.
And they make it it's obvious that this is a parody on many things, and it's good. It's just stupid and great.
I thought this would eventually run its course until I kept watching and realized that this has a more interesting plot and better world building than 90% of isekai out there, which actually says less than you think. For
Yeah, but look at this dog shit. Like, look at this shit
plots
here.
and better world building than 90% of isekai out there, which actually says
Look at this shit. Like, what the fuck is all of this trash, man? Like, all of this it's like nearly the same plot line and story in most of these. It's never interesting. They always suck. They're always boring. The world building is trash. It's not interesting at all.
less than you think. For as self-aware as it is, it spares no expense in building up this
Oh, they're
funny
always so OP and bringing things. I don't know. The way they bring in like things that in real life into the game, not into the series, is always stupid as well.
fleshed out world with so many moving parts. Every new arc, you see the dominoes being perfectly laid out. It's all set up for Sid to come in.
Says
and
here when
topple them
there's a
on the
reborn as vending machine. Oh yeah, that's the best isekai made. True.
biggest stage possible. And even though you know it's happening, when the moment
Reborn as a
comes, it
vending machine.
delivers every single time. This was the most fun I had with any show all year, and just when I think the plot has nowhere else to go, season 2 ends with a world-shaking development that made me go, fuck! Why aren't more isekai doing this? I guess what I'm trying to say is,
He just
I
fucked
really miss
off.
Greg's.
He fucked off. Yeah, I cannot comment on
One man's
this.
freedom is another man's genocide. Eren Yeager, probably. Attack on Titan ended this year, and the internet had opinions. If you only browsed Twitter, you might have thought half the people either think this was a masterpiece ending, no flaws, 10 out of 10, we all won, we all lost. Eren is a bird. Or this ending ruined
I
the
don't care
series,
about
ruined
Attack
the
on Titan
characters,
slightest
made the
bit.
entire
I watched Attack on Titan season 1 when it came out, and I stopped watching it. I stopped watching anime when season 2 came out. I tried to come back to Attack on Titan like at one point, but I couldn't really watch season 2. It was really boring, so I didn't really try anymore. I gave up. So I don't know. I think that I think that Attack on Titan, the concept and idea, I loved season 1. I thought season 1 was amazing. Probably one of the best shit I've ever watched. Like at that time, I loved it completely and I wanted more. But I guess with the break and my thoughts itself, like season 2 was just not interesting enough. And I have not been able to watch the rest, so I'm not really that interested in Attack on Titan.
show pointless, spat on the legacy of everything he had done. No one's going to remember Attack on Titan now. Eren is a bird.
Today, we're going to talk about how to stop smoking crack.
Now with real people I've
Let's talk about that, chat. When are we gonna have that stream, huh? When we gotta sit down and we talk about this, huh? We gotta really sit down and teach you about these kind of things.
actually talked to, the consensus seems to be that this was
Oh,
a
watch that
satisfying
anime, to be
conclusion
honest.
that
Go
did
watch it.
everything it needed to do. I had my slight nitpicks with the execution of this ending, but absolutely none of it took away from my love for this series as a
I
whole.
might
What
try
Attack on
again to
Titan
watch
has
this.
achieved and the impact it's had on the global reach
I
of
might
anime
one day
is
try
something
again
that
to
will go
watch
down in
this.
history as one of the defining shows of this era. This might not be my favorite ending of all time, but it is certainly the ending to one of my favorite anime.
Trying to catch
of
up to
all
One
time.
Piece.
So for
I stopped One Piece many years ago, and I stopped at the ending of the Flamingo arc. I have too many animes to watch, and I don't watch stuff enough that I can really go back to One Piece.
one last time, thank you Attack on Titan.
But
Only
that's
those
good.
around
There's a
now
lot of good
will know
stuff
that
there.
feeling of after years of waiting
Keep
for
watching
final
One
seasons
Piece.
of final parts of final episodes, 2023 was that time we could definitively say that this was the final bit of Attack on Titan we'll ever get to sell.
It's
God
over.
damn it.
Wait, it's returning? Wait, there's more?
Was the final bit of Attack on Titan we'll ever get to sell.
Attack on Titan manga return with new chapter. Wow, this shit is never ending, huh? God damn.
Damn it.
Skip and
Sometimes you
Loafer.
just need a dose of wholesomeness to brighten
No.
up your day. But being a dude watching anime can sometimes feel like... So what anime have you been watching? Oh, I'm watching this anime called Skip and Loafer, and it's just one of the most cute and adorable... Yo, you catch the latest episode of
Did he
Jujutsu
say
Kaisen?
gay?
There was nothing in 2023 that made me come out of every episode feeling as good as Skip and Loafer did. This shit was a weekly injection of sunshine into my veins. I mean, just look at this opening alone. The colors, the vibes, the catchy song, this goddamn dance. It's enough to make any grown-ass
are not
man
for
internally
me.
scream, "Ah, this is so cute."
Gay.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
right.
violence. Am I
Kiss
right,
man,
lads?
this is
Skip and
me.
Loafer is about
This is what I like. This is what tickles my gay radar.
cute.
This is what anime
yeah.
needs more of. That fucking big, massive men. Holy. Look at that. Big, massive man beats up another big, massive man. That is what I need.
Violence. Am I right, lads?
Holy.
Skip and Loafer is about straightforward.
Baki, I've never watched Baki, but I've seen the design. I think they're a little bit too ridiculous that because it's trying to be funny, right? I don't know if it's trying to be funny or not, but it's a little bit too much.
Gets. A country bumpkin moves to the big city and adjusts to her new high school life. It doesn't need any complex plot because it exudes this air of authenticity that makes you feel
You're
so
a boy.
goddamn good. It's rare to find an anime as genuine as this one because when I say high school life, I don't mean your typical cutesy anime high schoolers that are like,
I need to watch Baki. I really need to watch Baki one
these
day.
are teenagers. Real
Should put it- I
teenagers
should maybe
just
put that
enjoying
on my
their
next,
lives to the fullest.
video. I have so many
melodrama,
things to watch,
no
though.
overly anime bullshit. This is youth
Baki
and
is for
adolescence at its
real,
most
man.
pure without feeling like it's
Testosterone
been put through
overdose.
Some moe anime filter, and there's just something so endearing about that. But Gigguk, I'm an adult. Why would I be interested in teenagers? Look, as a certified man, wait,
Yeah, it
that
sounds
might
kind of
sound
weird to say
Look,
that.
as a
Why are you
certified
interested in
man
this,
baby
huh?
pretending to be a grown-up, let me tell you, adulting sucks. We have jobs, we have responsibilities, we have goddamn taxes. Sometimes you yearn for a time when life was simpler and more straightforward, and maybe that time is romanticized. Maybe you're looking back at that time through rose-tinted glasses. But whether you are or you aren't, you'll never know because we'll never be able to get that time back again. Ever.
Thank you for making me fucking
those simple times you cherish
aware
reminisce
and
about.
sad.
This show encapsulates perfectly. Like, there's this one scene where our main girl comes home for the first time during her summer break. She stayed up way too late catching up with her friends and slept in, but it's alright. Her mum's taken the day off and she has the whole summer ahead of her. So on this boiling hot day, her mum slices her up a watermelon and the episode slows down to a crawl as we see her just taking a moment to enjoy this watermelon while the sounds of summer ring on in the background.
Is this like brain ASMR? Just be relaxed. I mean, I would watch this if I had like nothing going on and I want to chill out. Like I want just to vibe out at night.
姉ちゃん、ふみちゃん来たよ。はっ、ごめん、ふみ。ちょっとだけ待って。
And just like that, her summer was over.
There it is. What is this?
When anime wants you to feel sad, it goes...
Yeah, pretty much.
When anime wants you to know one of its characters is crazy, it goes... When anime is trying to hint at something important, it's like...
Wow.
It was me all along.
Subtlety in anime is using a chainsaw to dice an onion. But what happens when a show comes along that treats you like you have the IQ that Rick and Morty fans say they do? You get Heavenly Delusion. Here is a show that doesn't take you by the hand and leads you, but leaves you to discover the story on your own. It drops you into this insane world, gives you a hand-drawn scribble of a
What
map
is
and
this?
says, figure it out yourself. It's episode 1. Boom, we see a duo exploring a ruined Tokyo that gets in some kind of altercation with some bandits. Alright, you get the idea. It's some post-apocalyptic world, people are fighting for survival, and
Would you look at that? Oh, I am. And I like what I see.
What are you ladies doing?
you're praying this doesn't have the ugly bastard tag on it. The
Oh
girl brings
my
out a gun that
lord.
looks like this and immediately gears start turning.
Screwdriver
Wait, is this some
driver
sci-fi
gun?
world shit, or is that a damn Fisher-Price toy, you think? The bandits start attacking anyway, and they fight back, so you're like,
I wanna see the
okay,
gun.
maybe
What does
she
it
was
do?
just bluffing, so this is just a normal world after all.
Oh my god. Huh?
Oh, that's a gun. In a single scene, the show
That's worse than a gun. Wow.
Played with your expectations.
Why didn't you just
answered your
shoot them?
question, left you needing more answers,
Just
all without
shoot
directly
them.
telling you a goddamn thing. This is Heavenly Delusion for all 13 episodes. This had one of the most intriguing worlds of any show this year, but trusted you to piece everything together yourself. There is no wasted scene, no out-of-character moment. Everything is a possible puzzle piece that clues you into the bigger picture. What happened to this world? Why are there nightmarish creatures that are eating people? What kind of sick experimentations is going on behind the scenes? Were you paying attention even now? Because you just saw a random drawing of a fish with legs that looks oddly like this horrific thing, and the real question is, did you see a connection without me saying anything? Only by watching intently do you realize how many crumbs are hidden in plain sight. You get given enough to get a rough idea, but never enough to see the full picture, and it's that unknown that makes this world as intriguing as it is goddamn terrifying. By the end, we've only just seen a slice of the larger whole, but it's so refreshing to see an anime that will have your neurons firing in a way where you don't have to worry about watching with headphones on for once.
What are you
You know.
doing?
Most of the time.
What are you doing? Huh?
For many years now, China has been pumping out their own animations, seeing if they could capitalize on that anime audience, and weebs have been like, man, I don't want to watch these Chinese cartoons. But in 2023, anime went, alright, but what if we had Chinese cartoons? Japan. Apothecary Diaries is
Perfect.
an anime that takes place in ancient China, not China, in a palace setting that immediately reminded me of these badly dubbed Chinese soap operas I sometimes walk into my mum watching as a kid. At the
Are
beginning,
they Japanese dubs or Chinese dubs
I
though?
didn't fully realize what the big hook of this show was. Was it the House MD style medical detective stories? Was it the historical drama surrounding
love
the palace
this. This
politics?
looks really good.
Yes. But on top of that, it has, simply put, the best female character we could find all year. And sometimes, that's all it takes. For far too long, anime seems to think we want only one thing, and it's this. No. How
Yeah.
about nothing more than just
What?
a well-written, believable, compelling female protagonist?
Yeah,
Mao Mao is a character that deserves to be in the running for one of the best protagonists we saw in 2023, and was such a breath of fresh air to see. Her presence was overpowering without conforming to what a lot of shows seem to think a good female character is. It's not that she's not like other girls, or premium waifu bait, or a strong female character trademark. She's just a girl. A well-written, believable one that doesn't forget that she's a person first before being just another girl. She doesn't have to be unfeminine to find the overly flirtatious attitude of some pretty boy unappealing. She cannot be your typical waifu bait and still absolutely slay when she needs to. She's not strong because she can beat up 100 guys, but because she's headstrong in her own values and beliefs. Here is a clever realist who acknowledges her place in the palace hierarchy, but isn't afraid to throw hands when shit needs to get done. Damn, my girl just factory reset
God
that
damn.
bitch. Seeing Mao Mao passionately solve these medical mysteries while asserting her fucking dominance all
She
over
just
the palace
beats
politics
people
made
up.
this such a compelling watch. And hopefully
Just
more
shut
shows
the
will be
fuck
able to
up,
take
sit
note of
down.
great characters like this. Appreciating
this?
the statue of David up close, getting to see Lionel Messi dribble past 5 players, watching Jack Nicholson command every scene he's in. It doesn't matter what the subject matter is, it's always enthralling to see an absolute master of their craft at work. And that's the exact feeling I get whenever I get to see anything written by Naoki Urasawa. And Pluto was absolutely no exception.
I heard good things about Pluto. I've not seen it though.
Perfect. The greatest robot the world has ever seen.
There are only a few mangaka that can boast such a legendary status as Urasawa himself. When you have a track record of titles like Monster, an absolute masterpiece with arguably the greatest villain anime has seen. 20th Century Boys, not just my favorite manga of all time, but one of my favorite pieces of fiction to exist. Pluto is meant to be one of his weaker works, according to diehard fans. And goddamn, if this is him operating at his lowest potential, this is like sending in your weakest fighter, and that fighter turns out to be Gojo fucking Satoru, and
I'd win.
Did that analogy check out?
Yeah.
This has all the calling cards of a classic Urasawa tale. He sets the stage, a sci-fi world where humans and robots
looks sick.
coexist. A series of unsolved murders, a detective that is missing part of his memories, a robot that has done the impossible and taken a human life. He hooks you into his world and leaves you with a single question when the first episode ends. Just how deep does this rabbit hole go? The man's ability to construct a mystery and captivate an audience through his mastery of suspense, to me, has the same level of craftsmanship as seeing a master blacksmith make a legendary sword. Every episode is so dense with emotion, a plot that will keep you guessing through all the twists and turns, sitting on top of the sheer thematic depth of the story that every single character carries on their back. And by the end of it all, he'll leave you with these ideas that you'll be thinking about far after the credits roll. This is some of the finest storytelling you can find anywhere. If I had to make a guess why this didn't make as big of an impact as it probably should have, well, this was an adaptation of a sci-fi manga that was written 20 years ago that was originally a reimagining of Astro Boy, a manga that came out 60 years ago. So, inevitably, there might be some aspects that feel a bit dated. What's this? A war involving the invasion of some Middle Eastern country predicated on the possible developments of robots of mass destruction?
I wonder.
Oh hey, there's a guy called Adolf. He's a bad guy.
Couldn't agree with you more, my dear Adolf.
But along with a slightly lukewarm ending, this doesn't take away from the
Oh,
legacy of one
God.
of the greatest mangakas
I love
alive
the
right
style.
now.
It's just so
I have one
unused. I
question
don't know.
left. Are we ready to attempt a 20th Century Boys anime?
What are we getting here? Is it Demon Slayer time?
Domain expansion.
Oh no, we're getting Jujutsu Kaisen. The first episodes of this season was fucking banger.
When you watch an action anime, you normally go through a season where you might see a ton of great action, but you know it all builds up to this one. Or at
No,
most
Jujutsu
2
Kaisen's
episodes
not
where the
everywhere.
production value skyrocket.
There's
and
so
you're treated
much.
to this insanely animated fight that will drop your jaw to the floor.
There
These
was
are the
so
scenes
many
that
good fights in
everyone
this
remembers
season.
and defines the top fights of the year. Jujutsu Kaisen went, how about we do that?
Every episode.
Every single episode.
Yep. It was so good.
I don't think I've ever quite experienced the collective adrenaline-filled ride Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has given me. You put on an episode and be watching some of the sickest shit that's ever been put on screen, and you think to yourself, there's no way they could ever top this. And it's at that moment the show will look you dead in the eye and go, I'll fucking do it again. And then it does. Again and again and again and again and again and again. So many amazing
So
moments,
good.
so many sick-ass scenes. Midway through the season, the hype got to me, and I excitedly tweeted out, it should be goddamn illegal for an anime to go this hard.
And you know what's worst is that they were making the workers work so fucking hard. They got no break. They were literally making episodes before they were released. These guys were mistreated so much. It's insane. Oh, he's getting into it. It's insane how mistreated the artists that were making this anime were. These guys are talented individuals that could make something amazing, and it's insane how they managed to make these episodes so quickly. But they barely got any sleep. They barely got time for anything. They barely got any break. They were just worked out and crunched to the max of it, which is tragic because this season, like the animation style, is so fucking good. It's sad that it's tainted by the background of how bad the workers were treated overall.
That was the same day all this came out. One of the biggest talking points has been Mappa's treatment of their animators during the season, and I think it's a testament to the blood, sweat, and tears poured into this that we got a product this fantastic despite the hellish working conditions they were going through. Demon Slayer, Mob Psycho, this may not have gotten the opportunity to be as polished as shows like that, but it is unmatched when it comes to its raw stylistic flair. Every single fight has a unique identity, not constrained to one genre of action.
I love that, the unique style in some of these fights, like the unique artist work. It was blending in so well. It was great.
We got gritty hand-to-hand combat.
They got good pay from that. No, artists did not get that much paid.
Citywide disaster level brawls, insanely unique powers, idle dance beatdowns. There was a mecha fight, a fucking...
I will tell you something short. Voice actor gets really well paid. Artists do not. And the way the anime industry works in Japan is that all of these animes have investors behind them. These are investors that put in money for this anime to be made. These animes will never be made without investors. The ones making back the money is the investors. Not the company creating the art, it's the investors. So the way the structure of an anime is built upon is the hierarchy is massive. It's pretty fucking huge. And if one of them fail, it will be heavily delayed and it will ruin the entire hierarchy and cause delay in the entire hierarchy. And because the animators are in this hierarchy, and if they are delayed, they will strike down the entire hierarchy, putting them in a spot where they are pressured to crunch time to be done with the craft in their deadline. Else everything will be delayed and causing much friction. So that's why these animators have so bad stability and treatment, because they are sitting in this completely awful tree of work where they are in the start, like they're in the middle or start of it, and not getting compensated enough. It's insane.
Mecha fight in a shonen anime. The amount of hype, the amount of fucking sheer disrespect. We got fucking rabbits throwing hands. This was one of the greatest showcases I've ever seen.
It was still amazing though.
Fucking cool shit. This felt like a pure celebration of fight scenes and choreography.
I nearly want to rewatch
They
it.
got to marvel at a symphony of some of the coolest set pieces you can find in the medium. The Shibuya arc may not have been peak storytelling or the peak of all shonen arcs, but right now this is the peak of action spectacle.
What is Demon Slayer 1?
The way elves see this world.
Demon Slayer is 1.
I thank you for your
I've heard so much good shit about this anime. I can't wait to put my teeth into this one. I've heard so much good stuff about this that it's like one of the best best animes that have ever been created. Like, people are talking so much good about it. Isekais tend to have a really good fair, like it's badly rep overall. Like, most isekais sucks, but this one is apparently one of the best isekais ever made in such a big fresh air. Whenever it's done, I'm gonna binge watch all of it.
It's solely because of you that this retired hero could have one final adventure.
This isn't an isekai though? Is it not an isekai? Because I remember people calling it an isekai. Frieden, let me see. I'm gonna look this up now. Is this an isekai? What makes Frieren good and other isekais bad? Frieren is looked upon as an isekai. Okay, so there we go.
Frieren opens on the story of an elf girl who takes for granted the time she has with the people around her. Decades
It's
pass
just
in the blink of
fantasy?
an eye.
Okay.
Her companion's age.
Wonder why they
before she has
compare it to
the chance
the
fully get to
isekais
know
then.
them,
Because it's
they're
fantasy.
gone. It's a regretful, poignant tale that shoots straight to your
Internet says
goddamn
it's an
soul.
isekai, but it doesn't really matter
And
for
the
me.
opening's like,
If it's good, I'll watch it. That's all I care about.
the show took a different approach to fantasy adventure while encapsulating everything that the genre is about. There might not be any
Look
demon
at
lore
that,
to
dude. I love this.
defeat.
I know which show this is. We're gonna watch this. I think we're gonna watch this maybe this weekend. This movie. I think it's from 1995 or something. I don't know. We might watch this on my Discord this weekend.
World to save, but instead we have a journey about appreciating the smaller things in your life. The beautiful things you might have missed if you forgot to look for them. I showed this to a mate and he was like, Frieren? You mean Side Quest, the anime? And I bloody ate him. Because of how fucking accurate that is. Yet it's through those detours you take along the road to your destination that Frieren absolutely shines. It's the type of show that grips you without ever needing to hit you with any flashy, high-intensity action scenes to keep your attention, and then hits you with these flashy, high-intensity action scenes. This series didn't go hard in its animation in any way, shape, or form, but chooses to do so anyway. This is what it's like to watch a fully polished product, but like Frieren's own journey, these are not the moments that stick with you. For the world-saving adventure she went on, the slice of memories we get are those small moments that really defined the time she spent with her
I love the
party. And as she
choreography that I'm
forms
seeing
new
here.
bonds, you start to see those small pieces she begins to pick up from the people around her that slowly become a part of her. This is what every fantasy tale aspires to be. It's shows like these that somehow make you nostalgic for an experience you've never had, friends you've never made, but at its heart, it's a gentle reminder.
It's
to
a
cherish
journey.
the things in your life that really
Is it basically giving you the effect of Lord of the Rings? You're just feeling the journey of the Brotherhood.
matter, to make the most of the time with the people you truly value.
That's nice. Dude, if that's the music in the most show, that's good. She getting married? And there we go. I love Demon Slayer was so good. Dude, I love Demon Slayer overall. Like, I'm not just saying why I love Demon Slayer. I got back to watching anime because of it. I stopped watching anime for a very, very long time. And I think like last year? No, not last year. In 2022, I watched Demon Slayer, and I got like at the end of 2022, I think it was in December of 2022, I watched Demon Slayer and I got interested in watching it again. And I've been watching it from time to time again. It's not Demon Slayer? He's not showing Demon Slayer. What is this? Am I crazy? Didn't Demon Slayer show in 2023? I thought that wasn't a Sword Village in 2023. What the hell is this? Wow.
I've killed so many people. I will be reborn. And I will atone for all that I've done. That's all we've ever wanted. Something in this world that can give us a reason to keep going.
Vinland Saga. I've heard about this, never watched it.
When I was a kid, my father would read me bedtime stories that my childish mind would always be absolutely immersed in. Accounts of hungry caterpillars,
This is what is
rainbow
good?
fishes, ugly ducklings. These were the greatest stories I'd ever heard, because they were. But it would always end off with a message, a seed that got planted in my head that would hopefully sprout into a lesson that would stick with me. And as you grow older, start learning new lessons by experiencing real life, you forget the effect that stories can have on you. A good story cannot
Don't tell me this is some Viking bullshit. Oh, I hate Viking stuff. I hate it when I see it on the fucking media. It's so annoying.
not only entertain you, it can move you, give you a new perspective, teach you
It is. Dude, as a Norwegian, I find like most Viking shit so cringe whenever I see it on other media. I don't know. It's always so annoying.
something you never knew you could learn that you can take far beyond the
This
confounds
is so
of watching some
oversaturated
piece of
and wrong.
entertainment. That is the power of a great tale, and that is everything that Vinland Saga Season 2 encapsulates. I cannot begin to describe the sheer effect this show had on me. Season 1 was a compelling adventure filled with tragedy, vengeance, and violence.
This is just
So to
brutality
anyone
and cool
coming into this
character. Is
season
it cool?
blind,
So it's
you probably
good.
would have been taken aback. The violence takes a backseat to a pure, methodical character drama.
Very
Vengeance has been
manly. I
replaced by
like
a
to hear
saga of
that.
Redemption and acceptance, honor, glory, sacrifice, all left by the
Because
wayside.
you gotta admit, like, I think that most time I see people do the Viking type of strategy, it's always bad. Like, I rarely see anyone take Viking into accounts and it's anything good. It always seems bad or weird. It just doesn't fit. I don't know. It doesn't really fit anything to historical wise. It's always just silly.
And all that remains
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
people just trying their best to find their place in this merciless world. While most series would cower at the thought of shifting gears this drastically, it is that strong juxtaposition that gives Vinland Saga's message the weight it has, exemplified by possibly the greatest character development we've ever seen in this medium. Thorfinn's transformation is something that transcends entertainment. A man who starts off as a shell of a human, broken, empty, unworthy of redemption, but through every person he meets, every relationship he forms, he starts to learn to pick up the broken pieces of his former self that slowly but surely fill his soul up. As you see him encounter conflict, you'll secretly wish for that instant gratification that he'll
How
revert
does
back to
homie
his
stand there while being cut to pieces?
previous savage self. But as you witness this journey of a man fighting so desperately to find peace, who learns that it's okay not just to forgive others, but to forgive himself as well, it becomes an experience that will linger with you and invites you to find your own solace. Watching Vinland Saga feels like I'm getting read the greatest bedtime story ever told by my dad. It'll grip you with the purest of tales packed with nothing but raw human emotion that will leave your heart filled to the brim. And by the end of it all, it gives you something, a message, a lesson it earnestly hopes you can take with you. It reminds you that change isn't just something that exists in the boundaries of a fictional story. It doesn't come easy. It's a long, hard, unforgiving road, but you can get there, even if every day you only take one small step at a time. We will always find a reason to fight each other, no matter what time period we are in, weapons we can use, or tools we have at our disposal. But no matter how broken you think the world is, there is still meaning in trying to build a better tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I can make a brighter day come. Maybe tomorrow I can be just that little bit kinder. Maybe tomorrow I can become a slightly better version of myself. You are capable of letting go of that hatred, even if that hatred is towards yourself. You have no enemies.
That was beautiful. Maybe I'll watch this. If it's like really good. If it's really brutal, manly, and bro, what the hell? That ruined the moment, man. I hate the autoplay sometimes. But yeah, that's I don't know. This video was good. I'm kind of disappointed he didn't put Demon Slayer, and I would love to rewatch some of the spots. I kind of want to even rewatch Demon Slayer. It's so good. But yeah, maybe I'll put some of these. I don't have time to rewatch. I have so many of these animes I have to watch. I love watching these episodes, like these videos, because it tells me about great animes I've missed, so I can add it out to my list. This is really good. So Vinland Saga season 1 and 2 is a must watch. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll put it in. Maybe it'll be my next watch. I'll see about that. It looks really good. First season is on Prime. I might watch. You should give it a shot. Tell me how it is. But yeah, looks pretty good. That was a very good, nice video. I really love that. Hi, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe. I'll post videos nearly every day, so if you want to watch any more reactions, feel free to subscribe and I'll see you there.